Well, hey folks, how y'all doing? Welcome back, an old man, the Pellet Pro from Smoke Daddy Vertical Pellet Grill. This is relatively new on the market, folks. You've seen me doing unboxing and assembly and a couple other videos. We're going to do another video today. We're going to be doing some pulled chicken and some pulled beef. So I tell you what, let's take a closer look at the inside. All right, on the inside there's 4 trays. They're about 2 foot by 2 foot. Tons of room inside here. They're stainless steel. You can see they pull in, pull out. You got a drip tray underneath there. This is a pellet grill or a pellet smoker. The one drawer there, that's kind of like a warming drawer. And then that's your grease tray over there. I tell you what, this thing is simplistic, but it works great. It's double walled insulated, so you don't have to worry about it burning too many pellets. It's reverse flow. If you see here, here's your smokestack at the top. And there's where it comes through at the bottom, so you got reverse flow, so you get a lot more smoke, at least for the first 2 of the grill grates there. Like I said, this thing is just built like a tank, and it works fantastic. You got 3 zones of cooking there, temp probe, and then you've got the temp probe from the PID controller on the Pellet Pro that sits at about the 2nd level, sits right in there. So I tell you what, enough talk. Let's get her fired up. All right, I'm spatchcocking. As you can see, I'm spatchcocking them in the sink, and this just makes cleanup and washing them a little bit easier. Once you've done this a couple times, it's really super simple to do. You just use a good pair of poultry shears. You can use a knife too, serrated knife or something like that, and all you're doing is you're cutting out the backbone. What am I talking about? And you can use this for stock for soup or something like that, or you can do what I do is just throw them away. And then you've got this little notch right here, and just take a knife and just press down right there and just kind of cut some of that cartilage, and then open it up like that. And there you go, spatchcock chicken. All right, and there's everything ready to go on. You can see we got our chuck roast here. You know, this is practice for brisket, folks. If you're ever wondering, hey, and there's a lot of people that are, hey, I don't want to spend the big money on brisket, and I'd like to get some practice in chuck roast. If you can get chuck roast to pull, then you can do brisket any day of the week. This is one of the toughest meats there is that comes to pulling, and we're going to go low and slow on this. We got 2 birds here. We're going to do some pulled chicken out of that. So we've got tons of room in this vertical pellet grill from Smoke Daddy. So if you're wondering what we're using for seasoning here, I want to stay away from the salt on the from sugar on the beef here. So I'm just using the Montreal steak seasoning. This has all good stuff for this. It's got coarse salt, spices, black pepper, red pepper, garlic, onion. This is in a little bit of paprika, but there's no sugar in there, so that'll help us stay away from getting too much of a bark on this. Like I said, I want to do pulled beef with this, and then we're going to just spray it with some water as we're cooking. And as far as the chicken is concerned, we're doing pulled chicken here. You know, I put a little seasoning just on the top, just for you. But typically what I'll do is I'll season this after I pull it. Otherwise, putting it on the skin really doesn't do any good. You'd have to lift up the skin. You can put some seasoning underneath there, but I found that just seasoning it as you're pulling it or after you pull it is probably the best way of doing it, at least for me. So enough talk. Let's get this on the grill, shall we? All right, folks, just got her fired up. She's just coming up the temp. I got her on low smoke. Low smoke is right around 160. When you fire up any pellet grill, folks, always make sure you leave the door open a little bit so we get all that smoke cleared out of there, so something bad doesn't happen to you. There's been cases in the past where people have left their lids closed and get all that smoke, and all of a sudden the flame hits, and you could have a small explosion there. So you can see the setup. I'm just using 2 of the 4 grates in there for these 2 chuck roasts and 2 spatchcock chickens. Got a water pan down below that'll help get some moisture, and at the same time it'll help to pick up some of those some of the grease. So I'll tell you what, let's take a look at the meat, shall we? All right, let's take a look at the setup. The PID is a nice job of dialing itself in. Smoke on a pellet grill. Oh, there you go. 160 is set point, and 163 is where we're at. Let's take a look at our meat. You want to see the temp probes here? Typically this upper one reads a little bit higher than this one, so I got the chuck roast on the upper one, chicken on the lower one. Chicken will get done before the chuck roast. Take a quick look. Chuck roast, I should say. Smoke there. You can see two spatchcock chickens fit real nice. In fact, you could probably squeeze 4 on a level in there. And then we got probe in and our 2 chuck roasts. And we'll give you a couple more look-sees as we proceed. All right, folks, 2 hours into it. I've got 2 hours of smoke. You can see 159 there. You're curious, the temps on the 2 in the top and the middle are running real close to each other. The bottom is always a little bit cooler on this thing. Got some smoke. Let's see if we can't see anything here. Oh yeah, there we got a little smoke into them. So we're gonna bump this temp up now and take it to mid, which is 270, and we're gonna start cooking. All right, folks, it's been 4 hours here. I did bump the temperature up to 285. So 2 hours smoke, and then I went for a walk. I had it at the 270, and then I just bumped it up to 285 because I don't want to wait all day here. And let's take a quick look. Steam coming out of there. Take a look at the beef first. That says it's 150. Got a ways to go there yet, but let's check out the chicken, shall we? Ooh, look at that color. That is some nice looking bird right there. Oh, I should put that so you can see it, right? So we're getting close to being done there. 160. So probably another 20 minutes and I'll pull the chicken. Remember, we're just making pulled chicken out of that. So we'll go via look-see in a bit. All right, folks, 5.5 hours to take the chicken off. The chicken is resting. And let's take a look and see how our beef is doing, shall we? Let's take a look at the temp here. Internal, you can see that is 140, 143-ish. That's a little one. Big one is 153-ish. So that's going to continue on. I'm going to bump that temp up a little bit. And I want to get it to about 165 before I wrap it. So we'll tell you what, let's go pull that chicken. All right, just to look before we start shredding. Oh man, I'll tell you what, that's a nice looking bird. Pellet Pro did a really nice job on that. So let's get the tearing this apart. All right, chicken is pulled, and like I said before, I like to season it after it's pulled. And I use some of this, in fact, I used it all up, it's all gone. Some of this Bob's Smoking Southern Barbecue wing and rib rub. I'll tell you what, this stuff is phenomenal. Take a little taste of one of our bigger chunks here. Look at that, nicely done. Keep watching, see how that beef is doing. All right, folks, this is going incredibly slow. That's the internal temp on the chuck roast now, almost 7 hours, and it's just barely 165. So I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna pull them, I'm gonna wrap them, I'm gonna put them in the oven because it's just really not worth running this big behemoth just for those 2 chuck roasts. And we'll give you another look-see as we proceed. All right, like I said, I just pulled them. I'm gonna cheat, put them in the oven. I tell you what, really nice color on them. A little beef broth on there, covered up with some tin foil, and in the oven at 350. And we'll give you a look-see at the final product. Keep your fingers crossed. All right, folks, it was 7.5 hours. Took it off, let it rest for about 15. There it is. You can see she's pulling really nice. I mean, I've said this before, this is chuck roast nirvana right here, folks. This is good stuff. So we'll just keep on pulling this. We're gonna have some nice pulled beef and take a quick look at it. Got a nice smoke ring in there. Take a little taste test. Well worth the wait. So folks, like I said, if you can master this, you can do a brisket, easy peasy. Remember, if I can do it, so can you. Tom Horsman at YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up, leave a comment. And as always, folks, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it.